Yes, Sairam to you all. A happy welcome to the class. In the previous class, you have studied the concept of credit creation, how a primary deposit and initial deposit multiplies. The money multiplier concept you have seen, the credit creation concept, the same that you have seen, and the formula that is 1 by LRR, that is the money multiplier is equal to 1 by LRR, all these things you have seen in the previous class. So the concept was credit creation, and I have sent you a homework also. I hope you have gone through it. Okay, that is an exercise, numerical example I have sent to you. I hope you have gone through it. And today we will see central bank. What are central bank? What not what are? There is only one central bank. What is central bank? And what are the different functions of central bank? That's the topic we will see today. Central bank, a very familiar term to us. Central bank, you have, there is, I think, much awareness you have what is central bank, and also we will see what is the meaning of central bank. Central bank is actually the apex body, the topmost body in India, or in any all the countries have their central bank. So in every country, the central bank is an apex body that controls, operates, regulates, and directs the entire banking and monetary system in the country. So the entire banking system, entire monetary system in the country is being controlled, regulated, and operated by an apex institution. The name of such institution is known as central bank. So it's the supreme body, and it occupies the most important or the topmost position in our country, in the monetary and banking system of the country. So, the monetary and banking system of the country, the topmost position is enjoyed by the central bank. So, it is the apex body. It regulates all banking and the monetary functions. All the countries have their own central bank, and the Central Bank of India is known as Reserve Bank of India. The name of the Central Bank of India is known as Reserve Bank of India, which came into existence on April 1st, 1935. And the act for that was passed in the year 1934. Reserve Bank of India, 1934. Apex Bank means the topmost institution, which is come at the top, apex, which is having the supreme body, that is known as the apex bank. Okay, so the central bank is the apex body that controls, regulates, and operates and direct the entire banking and monetary system in the country. The entire monetary system and the banking system in the country is being controlled by the Reserve Bank of India. That's by the central bank. In India, it is known as Reserve Bank of India. So it is the supreme body which occupies the topmost position in both the monetary and banking affairs in the country. And it came into existence in the year 1935, April 1st. And the act was made in the year 1984. So that is what central bank is. Central bank is the apex institution, I said, which regulate all the monetary and banking activities in the country. And you will see now in detail what are the functions of central bank. The functions of central bank. The functions of central bank, whenever you hear the functions, maybe the most important function which is coming to your mind is the note issue. The currency note issue, that is the currency authority. Currency authority means the authority to issue currency notes in India is Reserve Bank of India. The currency authority or issue, it is also known as the issue bank because it issues the currency. It is also known as issue bank. So the most important function is it issues currency. So there are several other functions like it acts as the banker to the government, it acts as the banker's bank, it acts as the controller of money and credit, that is controller of monetary supply and credit. It's a custodian of foreign exchange reserve. So you have to study 5 important functions of central bank. So first of all, it is the currency issue. The first one is issue of currency. Then it is the banker's bank. It is a government bank. That means it is a banker to the government. Then banker's bank, and it controls money supply and credit. It's a custodian of foreign exchange. Likewise, it has 5 important functions. I repeat, it is the currency authority or the currency issue is the first function. Then second, it is the banker's bank. Then banker to the government. Then controller of money supply and credit. Then custodian of foreign exchange. So these are the 5 functions of central bank. So first of all, we will study in detail what is currency authority. That means issue of currency. You know, in India, the currencies are issued by the Reserve Bank of India. All the paper currencies other than the coins. All the coins are issued by the government of India, the finance ministry. But all the notes are issued, the currency notes are issued by the Reserve Bank of India. So you might have seen, check the currency note, Reserve Bank of India, the governor, Reserve Bank of India signs over it, currency note. And who is the Reserve Bank of governor now? Ishansh, where is Ishansh? Okay, let me ask somebody else. Sita Jain, who is the Reserve Bank governor, present Reserve Bank governor?
Ma'am, Shaktikant Das.
Shashikanta Das. Yeah, all right. Shashikanta Das. He is the present who? Reserve Bank governor. So Reserve Bank of India, the governor of Reserve Bank of India, the signature of Reserve Bank of India, governor of Reserve Bank of India is there on the note. So all the paper, you can say the currency notes are issued by Reserve Bank of India and the coins are issued by the Ministry of Finance. Okay, so that is what you have to know about the issue of currency. And issuing currency note, it should have all the currency issued by the Reserve Bank of India. It is a monetary liability of the bank. It's a liability. It's a monetary liability of the bank. That means it cannot make issue like unlimited issue. It cannot make unlimited issue without keeping a security or asset. So every rupee issued by Reserve Bank of India is its monetary liability. So please write the term monetary liability. What do you mean by monetary liability? It should be backed by some security or asset. It should be backed by some asset or security. So the central bank is obliged, it has the liability to back the currency. To back the currency means have to keep security with some asset which is equal to the money which is issued. So if it is issuing 50,000 lakhs rupees, that much security should be kept. That means it's a monetary liability. That means monetary liability of the Reserve Bank of India. Every currency issued is a monetary liability. So it is liable to keep some security against the currency issued. So, there are several systems of note issue. We follow minimum resource system and all that we will study in future. Okay, so how much when we issue a particular amount of money, how much security is to be kept, all that depends according to the system. Priyanshu, keep your system on mute. So currency issue is the most important function of Reserve Bank of India. It issues the currency note. All the currencies are issued by them, and the coins are issued by the finance ministry. That's what you have seen. And it's become a monetary liability. When note is issued, it is to be supported by what? Securities. That means it is obliged to back the currency with the asset of equal value. Back the currency with the asset of equal value means to be secured. then only it will get a public confidence. The currency will get public confidence when the security is there. When it is issuing notes after notes in unlimited manner, it will not get any public confidence. So to win public confidence, whatever money is issued should be backed by some asset in the bank. So that is known as the monetary liability. So I told you that it has the sole authority. That means only the Reserve Bank of India can issue notes in India. So it is the sole SOLE. It is the sole authority to issue notes in India. It is the sole authority. So it is the sole authority. So it has some advantages also. Reserve Bank of India only can issue notes in India. So it has some advantages like there is some uniformity. It leads to uniformity in note circulation. If it is done by several authorities, there will not be any uniformity in money circulation. So as it is done only by, that is the sole authority is Reserve Bank of India, it ensures some uniformity in the note circulation because it is handled by a single bank. It ensures uniformity in circulation. And also it gives the central bank the power to influence the money supply. I told you another function is to control the money supply, credit creation, control the credit, control the money supply. These can be done by Reserve Bank in a efficient manner only when the sole authority is in its hand. The sole authority of all the monetary activities done in the country is in Reserve Bank hand. So it can control the money supply in an effective manner. If it is given to different person, the control become not that effective. So as it is given to Reserve Bank of India only, it get the power to influence the money supply. And it enables the government, the central bank or Reserve Bank of India, enables the government to have supervision and control over the money supply. As it is also the government bank, banker to the government. Okay, it has the government can supervise and control the issue as it is done by the Reserve Bank of India. And it ensures public faith because as it is given to the topmost institution and apex institution in the country, the public have some faith on it. Public confidence, the public faith, because it is done by Reserve Bank of India. And it helps in the stabilization of internal and external value of currency. Internal value of currency, external value of currency, how much our money is to be exchanged with other what is the foreign exchange rate. All this is controlled by the Reserve Bank of India. All this can be done very effectively because it is in the hands of the apex institution. And he's the sole authority. If different persons started doing it, different authorities start doing it, it will be inefficient. It will be not that effective. So there are some advantages that the Reserve Bank of India has given the sole authority of issuing the notes. So in the first function, you have seen it issues currency. That's the first function. In that context, you have seen it issues paper currency and other coins are issued by the finance ministry. And it become a monetary liability. All the issue of currency become a monetary liability means the circulation, the money which is issued should be backed by some security, the form of some asset. So it get public confidence. So as it is the single authority to issue, it has some it enjoys some advantages like there can be uniformity in the note circulation. We can have uniformity in the note circulation. That it can have good control, the government can have a control over it, and central bank can influence the money supply. So all these are the advantages that being a sole authority. So the next function before going to the, we'll go to the next function. The next function is banker to the government. So it acts as banker to the government. What do you mean by the government keep a current account, government keep a current account with the Reserve Bank of India, and all the receipts and all the remittance, all the receipts, all the payment on behalf of the government is done by the Reserve Bank of India. So it acts as the banker to the government. All the government remittance and all the foreign exchange related things, all these things are carried out by the Reserve Bank of India. the government. That is why it is known as banker to the government. And the next function is bankers bank. Bankers bank means all the banks are controlled by the Reserve Bank of India. You know, all the commercial banks have to keep a reserve with whom? Reserve with Reserve Bank of India, so that by changing this reserve, the Reserve Bank of India can have a control over the other banks. So it is also known as the bankers bank. Then another function, control of money supply and credit. Controller of money supply and credit. You have seen in the credit creation, I have told you that when the cash reserve ratio is changed, there come an increase or decrease in the credit creation. And who changes this cash reserve ratio? This cash reserve ratio is decided by the Reserve Bank of India. In that way, it influences or it controls the money supply and credit. Suppose it has to restrict the money supply. It has to restrict the money supply. That means decrease the money supply. It will increase the cash reserve. It has to, increase the money supply. It will decrease the cash reserve. So like that, it acts as a controller of money supply and credit. The last function is custodian of foreign exchange reserve. You know, every country has a foreign exchange reserve. For export purpose, we need foreign exchange. For importing also, we have to convert our money into foreign exchange. All the foreign exchange, there's a particular limit should be always kept with the Reserve Bank of India. With the government, that is, and this Reserve Bank act as a custodian of. Custodian means the safekeeping, who safely keep it. Reserve Bank of India keep this foreign exchange reserve for the government. So I have discussed with you 5 functions. 5 functions. I think some of you take 1 minute. Remember the function. Vishwas Sharma, can you just name some of the function? 5 functions I have taught. Vishwas, can you name some of the function?
Yes, ma'am. Bankers bank.
Which function I have started with?
Forgot.
What is the first function? Which is the most important function?
Ma'am, currency.
Yeah, issue.
Currency maker.
Yeah, currency authority or issue of currency, isn't it? That the first function we have discussed. So central bank has the sole authority, SOLE, that means the single, it is the single authority for the issue of currency. That's the first we have discussed. And India, Reserve Bank of India has the sole right to issue paper currency, and the coins are issued by the Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance. And one more term I discussed in connection with that, all the currency issued by the central bank is a monetary liability. Whatever currency issued, that become a monetary liability. What do you mean by monetary liability? Can anyone volunteer for answering it? Shrestha, can you? What is monetary liability?
Ma'am, this is that central bank has to give back the currency with the asset of equal value.
Exactly. Very good. All right. Very good. Very good. Okay. Central bank is obliged to back the currency with asset of equal value to enhance the public confidence. That is known as the monetary liability. And I have also discussed some advantages. Being the Reserve Bank of India the sole authority to note issue. Like if it is only issued by the Reserve Bank of India, so it leads to uniformity in note circulation, and it gives central bank power to influence money supply. It can influence money supply because currency with public is a part of money supply. It enables the government to have a supervision and control. Another advantage, it enables the government to have the supervision and control over the central bank with respect to issue of notes, because it is the banker's bank. The government, it is the, sorry, banker to the government. So government can have a supervision and control over the note issue. Then it ensures public faith in the currency system, because it is done by the apex institution, the topmost institution of the country. It ensures public faith in the currency system. And also it helps in stabilization of internal and external value of currency. So these are the advantages that RBI being the sole authority. So that was the first function I have discussed to you. Next, the next point was banker to the government. Banker to the government means Reserve Bank act as a banker, agent, financial advisor to the central government and the state government. So banker to the government, I said, it acts as a, not only for the central government, even for the state government, it acts as a banker, agent, financial advisor, and all this role RBI play. Okay, so it is the banker to the government also. And normally the government keep a current account for keeping all the cash balances with the Reserve Bank of India. And Reserve Bank of India accepts all the receipts on behalf of the government and make payment on behalf of the government. Accepts all the receipts and make payment on behalf of the government, Reserve Bank of India. That's why it is told that it acts as an agent. Reserve Bank of India acts as an agent to the government. And it also gives loans and advances whenever necessary. It also gives what? Loans and advances to the government. Whenever the government needs some money, it gives on the basis of some security or something like that. It gives loans and advances to the government. Then Anurag and Priyanshu, listen to what I am saying. It also gives loans and advances to the government. And as an agent, central bank also has the responsibility of managing the public debt, and it gives financial advices also. So banker to the government means many, like a commercial bank helps general public. Likewise, a Reserve Bank of India helps government, both central government and state government, in many many things, like it keep the accounts, the payment on receipts are on behalf of the government. They accept the receipt, they make the payment, give financial advices, and give loan to them whenever is needed. So likewise, it acts as an agent to the government, banker to the government, financial advisor to the government. So that is the second function. And now, I said central government, it acts as a banker to the central government and all state government, but except Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. So Anurag was asking it. What is necessary, I'm explaining. Okay. Then the next one, Bankers Bank. Bankers Bank. You know, all the banks has to keep an account that are reserved with the Reserve Bank of India. So, and Reserve Bank of India controls and regulates all the other banks. They have the right to control and regulate the activities of the other banks. That is why it is known as the Bankers Bank. There are a number of commercial banks in the country, a lot of commercial banks in the country. And there should be some agency to regulate and supervise the proper functioning of this commercial bank. So the apex bank, being the apex bank, who controls them? The central bank acts as the banker to other banks. The controlling authority is the apex bank, that is the Reserve Bank of India. That is why it is known as the Bankers Bank. This Bankers Bank, the central bank, function in three capacities. That means they act as the Bankers Bank in three capacities. So they do three functions to this bank. Like, it's the custodian of cash reserve. You know what is cash reserve? Cash reserve is the amount of reserve that every bank has to keep with the central bank. So every bank has to keep a particular amount of cash reserve with the central bank. So in such a way, this Reserve Bank of India act as a custodian of what? The cash reserve or custodian of cash reserve of all this bank. So under this bankers bank function, it acts in three capacities. So Reserve Bank of India act as a custodian of cash reserve. Then it also act as a lender of last resort. Second function, it acts as a lender of last resort. What do you mean by last resort? When all the avenues are being closed, you go to a person that is known as a last resort. Okay, so commercial banks, RBI act as a lender of last resort to the other banks. That means in need of money, when they are not able to find money from any other means, they can approach the central bank to have the loan, have the required amount, to borrow the required amount. That is why central bank is known as the lender of last resort. Then it also acts as a clearing house. The Reserve Bank of India acts as a clearing house. What do you mean by clearing house? You know, all the bank has to keep a particular reserve with the Reserve Bank of India. So it acts as a clearing house means suppose there are two banks, AB Bank and XY Bank. And AB Bank has to give something to XY Bank, give some money to XY Bank that they have borrowed. So this clearing session, as both of them are having some reserve with the Reserve Bank of India, it can be debited and credited there itself. The Reserve Bank of India itself will debit and so that is known as acting as a clearing house. That means, what is a clearing house? Am I audible to you? Am I audible? Is my voice clear to you? Okay. So what is clearing house? Okay, all right. A central bank holds the cash reserve of all commercial banks. You first understand this. A central bank holds the cash reserve of all the commercial banks. So it is easier and convenient that it can act as a clearing house. Clearing house means all commercial banks have their account with the central bank. Therefore, the central bank can easily settle claims. The central bank can easily settle claims of various commercial banks against each other by making a debit and credit entries in their account. Suppose AB Bank has to give some money to XY Bank. So, Reserve Bank of India itself can debit the AB Bank and credit the XY Bank. That means it can settle the claim in the account itself, because all the other bank has an account with the Reserve Bank of India. So in that case, Reserve Bank of India is acting as a clearing house, that is settle the claim of various commercial bank against each other. They can settle the claim in the account, their account itself. Okay, so therefore the central bank can easily settle the claim because all the bank have account in the central bank. So it easily settle the claims of various commercial bank by making a debit or credit, whatever required. If money is gone from the account, it is debited. Money is coming to the account, it is credited. As the case may be, so they settle claims in the account itself because all the banks are supposed to keep an account with the central bank. So we were discussing bankers bank, the function bankers bank. Reserve Bank of India acts as bankers bank in three capacities. The first one you have seen as a custodian of cash reserve. As a custodian of cash reserve, because you know all the banks working in India, they have to keep a reserve with the central bank. All the commercial banks are they are required to keep a reserve with the central bank. In that capacity, the central bank acts as a custodian of cash reserve. And in the second, it acts in the capacity of lender of the last resort. As I told you, what is lender of the last resort? When commercial bank fail to meet their financial requirement from all the other sources, now they have failed to meet their financial requirement, they can approach the central bank to give loans and advances. as a lender of last resort. And the central bank assists in this capacity, that is known as lender of last resort. And the third one we have discussed is clearing house. Central bank also act as a clearing house because all the commercial bank have their account with the central bank. So any debit or credit can be done in that account itself. So therefore, the central bank can easily settle claims of various commercial bank against each other. So these are the under three capacity. Reserve Bank of India act as what? Bankers bank. So you have seen three function. Note issue is the first function. Second is banker to the government. In banker to the government, you have seen Reserve Bank is acting as the banker, agent, and financial advisor to the central government. Okay, it accepts receipts and make payment on behalf of the central government. It gives loans and advance to the central government. It acts as a financial advisor to the central government. That way, it acts as a banker to the government. Third function we were discussing is bankers bank. Bankers bank in three capacities. In three capacities, central bank is acting as a bankers bank. The first one, custodian of cash reserve, then lender of last resort, and the third one, clearing house. And the next function is controller of money supply and credit. How Reserve Bank controls the money supply and credit in the country, we have already seen cash reserves and all. So we'll study in detail about it. How Reserve Bank of India controls the money supply and credit. There are mainly Reserve Bank of India controls the money supply by the changing the reserves. You know, there are many rates, like a repo rate you might have heard, reverse repo rate you might have heard, bank rate you might have heard. So there are several methods to control the money supply and credit. So now I said repo rate, bank rate, open market operation is also there, legal reserve requirement is there, margin requirement is there, moral suasion, selective credit control. There are a lot of methods of credit control. Controlling credit or money supply, the government resort to many measures. Like the first one, repo rate, bank rate. Repo rate is at the rate at which the central bank gives a loan to the commercial bank on short-term basis. Bank rate is the rate at which the central bank gives money for long-term needs, like that you will see in detail. Okay, so now let me So we will see this control of credit function by different method, repo rate, what is repo rate, what is reverse repo rate, and what is open market operation. All this we will see in detail. And before that, let us see whatever we have already discussed. Is my screen visible? I cannot see the chat.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay, good.
Money and banking. Central.
Is it audible also?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. I'm playing it.
Bank. This topic covers meaning of central bank, functions of central bank, regulatory role of the central bank. Meaning of central bank. Central bank, an organ of the government, is owned and managed by the government. It is an autonomous institution which controls, regulates, and stabilizes the banking and financial system of the country. Every country has.
Give me a minute.